Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. We're going to talk about reasons why young people disconnect from the church and solutions for that problem. This is a series of 4 or 5 videos. I'm not sure if it's going to be 4 or 5, but it's going to be several videos on the same topic. In each one, we're going to address one or two issues. In this video, we're going to talk about access and isolation. These are two problems, but we have some solutions for it. I don't know how many people in your local congregation, let's start with the first one, which is access. How many people in your local congregation that are in leadership positions are under 30 years of age? There's people in positions of leadership in the world, like people who right now are in charge of atomic submarines are under 30, right? Some of the drivers, some of the people that have to do with the radar. The Burger King president, when Facebook started, it was started by somebody who was young. Lots of industries are led by people who are younger. What kind of access do you give in your local church to young leaders? Who is training them? Who is mentoring them? Who is saying to them, hey, that's a valid point. Now, man, you're just young. You just started here. We've never done it that way before. Those are the last dying words of a congregation. We've never done it that way before. We don't have the money. This is why it's too new. It's too different. So access. I remember a church that I had, we had a nominating committee, and people were like, Pastor, you want to put some young people in the nominating committee, but you know how we get. I'm like, yeah, maybe you don't get how you get if you have young people there. Those young people today, many of them are leaders now, because as they said many years ago, if you give them a piece of the pie, maybe they'll stay for dinner. I will go out even further. We have to let them bake. We have to let them bake the pie so they can stay for dinner. All right. So access. Second one is isolation. And it's because we have mistaken personal preference for principles. One thing that I have found helpful as a parent, I'm speaking to parents now and church leaders, one thing that I have found very helpful as a parent is to divide conversations that I have with my own children in 3 categories. One is principles, 2 is convictions, and 3 is preferences. Most of the fights that you have in your home, most of the issues you have in your church, most of the difficulties you have with other people in your family are because those categories are not as neatly arranged as they should. What is convictional? Like, what is unbreakable, unmovable, that principle is like that forever? What is just a personal conviction? For example, I'm personally convicted of being a vegetarian, but I'm not going to impose that in my wife or my kids. This is my personal conviction, right? I don't think that people who eat meat are less than, they're not categories of people in heaven. Here's the meat eaters. They're going to live like in the ghetto in heaven, and then over here that you have the vegetarians going to be in townhomes, and over here you have the vegans who are going to live like in single family homes, and above them is the raw people who are going to live like in the mansions, and the air eater is like way above. I don't like, is your conviction my conviction? I can just share what my conviction is, but I'll let the Holy Spirit be the person who convicts you, right? And if you're convicted in a different way, I don't demonize you. I love you. And then number 3 is preference. Like, what's my preference? Like, I like rice and beans. It's my preference, right? And other people are preference is to serve spaghetti in potlucks. By the way, if you ever invite me to your church to preach, if you were to put like rice and beans, it would be really awesome. Like, I would love it extra if you have rice and beans. But I digress. This personal preference. So let me throw out a couple of things out, and then you put them in a category. Like women's ordination. Where do you put it? Like elders who are women, where do you put it? Drinking coffee, where do you put it? Eating meat, where do you put it? Drums in church, where do you put it? Dress code, where do you put it? Where do you put it? The Sabbath, where do you put it? Right? What issues on sexuality, where do you put it? Right? These issues that we have right now is because some people are very convinced, well, this is a preference issue. Well, no, this is a convictional issue. No, this is a principle. And then we go back and forth, and it's never, especially if you're on social media, it never ever ends. So I think it would be well for us to just spend some time understanding why we believe what we believe, and trying to understand why people that have a difference of opinion believe what they believe. Until I can correctly explain the person that I'm having a conversation with, until I can accurately explain their conviction, their preference, their way of understanding things, I'm not ready to have an argument. All right, so those are two things. We're going to have some more videos this week. The access and isolation, right? When we demonize everything just because we don't like it, and we elevate personal preference to the level of principle, that's when we have issues. All right, so I'm praying for you. I'm praying for your kids this week. So if you have children, whether they are in church or not, and you have any needs, just drop in the comment section their initials. I am praying for them. I am praying for them. If you don't want to drop their initials, just put, hey, pray for my children. My pleasure and my honor to do that. All right. God bless you. And remember that if God is for us, those who are against us are wasting their time. Access and isolation. Looking forward to the next video. Thank you for subscribing to our channel, hitting that subscribe button, hitting the like button, making a comment. It helps us to get to where we want to get, which is to get in front of more people. All right. God bless you.